Hello Leo, thank you for joining me for your March 2018 tarot reading. Right, let's just get straight into it, shall we? Okay, we've got the Chariot. This decided to come out. As you know, he's appeared a few times for people this month. Okay, so let's set him to one side and he may bring us some clarity. So Leo, what is going on with you this month? Right, so this is how you are opening up the month, okay? This is how we're starting the month. And then, okay, this is the environment, people around you. And this is like an advice card, okay? And how we're ending the month. Okay, Leo, this is interesting. Right. Leo, this is very much a love reading from what I can see for you this month, okay? And it's going to play out differently depending on your situation, but this is definitely talking to me of romance and relationships and aspects to do with love. Okay, I feel like some of you Leos are looking at, so let's start with you coupled Leos. You're looking at your foundations, you're looking at your resources, you're looking at your finances, because here we have the Ten of Pentacles, right? And he's in reverse, okay? So I'm getting that some of you are coming in and there's some feeling of disappointment, or we didn't plan the things right, we didn't get our structure right, we didn't get our foundations right. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are coming in and feeling financial burdens and financial worries as it relates to you and your partner. Perhaps you made an investment that turned out to not be such a great idea. Perhaps you found out that they were spending money in ways you didn't agree with, or, you know, whatever it is, there's some feeling here of our security is at risk, and this has come to light. This is really interesting because I know you've got Neptune. We have the full moon at the beginning of the month in your second house of money, values, resources, right? And that was opposing Neptune in your 8th house, which is all about shared resources. So I'm seeing something coming out. I'm seeing a feeling of disappointment, whether it's in yourself and your partner, in the both of you. And you're saying this doesn't feel balanced. Things don't feel balanced and things feel out of control. And I don't like it, and it's affecting our stability. It's affecting the stability that we have in our union together. Okay, and you're starting to question the way that you share your resources, the way that money and property is managed. And it may also be to do with a feeling of intimacy. Perhaps something has come to light that has made you feel, or your partner feel, insecure about the relationship, because the Knight of Cups here in your people's position is telling me that somebody is feeling insecure. Okay, somebody is feeling, whether it be jealous, whether it be threatened. There's some feeling of insecurity that has cropped up in your relationship and you're feeling like things are slightly out of your control, and there's a feeling of distrust and disappointment. Okay, this is a bit of a tricky one because I feel, Leo's, like you're in this place where I feel like you're feeling overwhelmed. I feel like you're feeling overwhelmed, and I feel like you're looking at this and you're going, I have no idea what to do. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin. This situation is just, it's a mess, and I'm disappointed in that person. I don't feel so much like it's you. I feel like this is a disappointment in the relationship or in the other person. And I mean, it may not be to do with money, it may not be to do with finances, but it's something that you share, whether that is intimacy or whatever, but there's a feeling of disappointment, there's a feeling of loss on some level, and you're not going and you're not exactly making the decision to leave. You are kind of in a place where it's like, I feel like maybe I should leave, but I'm not sure. I don't know what to do about this situation. I feel like there's a feeling of being stuck. Now, I know this all sounds pretty negative, but the one positive card that you've got here, well, it's not the one positive card, but the upright card that you've got here, okay, is the Page of Pentacles. And I feel like this is all happening for a bigger reason, okay? And what the reason is, it's a matter of self-reliance, okay? This is a matter of self-reliance to a certain extent, Leo. And all of this could well be triggering you to take the Page of Pentacles. And what is the Page of Pentacles? The Page of Pentacles to me represents a new idea, okay? This is me actioning an idea, an inspiration I've had for a while, whether it be to go off and get training in order to get the career that I want, whether it's to get that hobby off the ground so it becomes a business, whatever it is, whatever comes to light as a matter of joint finances, shared resources, shared property, it's almost like it leaves you going, okay, I have to take things into my own hands. So it's time that I went for what I wanted and created my own stability, my own security. You know, Pentacles are about stability, security, earth, you know, it's about finances and values. So it's almost like this causes you to actually put the faith back into yourself and to take control, you know, take the wheel and to go, right, okay, there were things going on here that I wasn't aware of, that have left us in a precarious situation. I am going to take this into my own hands so that the wealth that I have in the future, the security I have in the future, is not in the hands of somebody else, so that I know what's going on with my security, what's going on with my resources, and so that I'm in control of it. So this could see some of you having to take more financial control in your relationship as a result of maybe your partner making some unwise choices or having let you down. Now, the interesting thing about this as well is that we've got Jupiter retrograding in your 4th house, right? So this is the 4th house that rules home, family. It rules things to do with construction. So there could be something that fell through on a construction level or to do with your home, and you're now having to take charge because you're kind of going, you know what? If you want something done properly, you got to do it yourself type thing, okay? So that's the kind of energy I'm getting here. So the positive here, Leo, is that although it seems kind of very murky and quite disappointing, it's making you, it's motivating you to, I think it's motivating you to become more, not just self-actualized, but it's motivating you to possibly begin a journey that is going to be quite rewarding for you, not just financially, but also emotionally. And it's funny how sometimes when things fall through, and we, you know, there are things that we wanted and they fall through, we end up having to take a different route. And then that route can actually lead us to something that we never knew we loved doing, you know, and it's also more prosperous as well. So I feel like this is the beginnings of that phase for you, Leo. How you handle the relationship itself, you know, I feel like there will be a lot of work to do. There will be a lot of clarity to be gained. I don't feel like you're going to be making many decisions about the relationship. I feel like you're going to be looking at your foundations more than anything. And it's almost like, okay, I will deal with why this happened later, but first let me get everything into order. Right, so that's for those of you who are coupled. For those of you who are just seeing somebody, there is the possibility that you kind of were attracted to somebody, okay, very intensely, very quickly, and there was this desire that you ran with, you know, like we've got the Chariot here, which is, you know, this is like, I'm not in control, and it's like, and the love is reversed, you know, so it's like somebody who you were very physically attracted to, and it just sparked and it went, and it kind of went off on this crazy, down this crazy road, down this crazy path. And at first it was exhilarating, but now you're starting to see, hang on a minute, you're starting to question, does this relationship have longevity, okay? Because upright, we're looking at stability, we're looking at longevity, we're looking at the big picture, we're looking at something that can last a lifetime. I mean, you can see the old man there, right, sat in his cloak, and he's built this castle, he's built his home, he's got his pentacles around him, he's got his family around him. This is a result of him having committed to something and worked for it. Now you're looking at this relationship or this person you're dating, you're thinking, this is reverse, right? And you're thinking, I don't know, this is somebody who there's a potential for long-term commitment with. I'm not sure if it wasn't just a physical thing, if it wasn't just an attraction thing. And I feel like there is an element of, how can I put it? I feel like there's an element of with this attraction, there's an element of it playing into like relationship patterns that you might have had for some while. Okay, so like whether it's attracting somebody, whether you're the kind of person that says, oh, why do I always fall for guys who ... or why do I always fall for women who fill in the blank, you know? It's that kind of thing, and it's like, oh, it's happened again. Why is that? You know, when this person is showing up, or you are showing up, and you are either they're feeling insecure and jealous, and they're being emotionally unstable and unreasonable, and logic is just out the window, or you're feeling insecure and you're thinking, you know, can I trust this person? Is this person marriage material? Is this someone who I can take into my future? And you're having some serious doubts, okay? And I feel like the reason that this person came into your life was not to be a long-lasting partner, was not to be somebody this wasn't the one, and she wasn't the one, right? This is somebody who came in to show you the like hooks, psychological hooks that you have, and we all have them, trust me, okay? And what I mean by that is that, like, you know, sometimes we can be dating somebody and there's a real strong physical attraction, and then they do something, like they might be a little bit mean, or they might withhold a little bit of love for no reason at all, and it hurts, and it should be a red flag, and it should be, you know, a clear enough indication for you to go, hang on a minute, I don't want to be treated like that. And if this is how the relationship is at the beginning, imagine what it's going to be down the road. It should be a red flag to think that way. But sometimes what happens is we have these hooks within our psychology, right? From our childhood, from the past, where we get that little bit of mean, and it actually reminds us of maybe how we were treated as children. And before we know it, we're addicted to this person because they are giving us a version of love that is not healthy by any means, but is a version of love that we are used to, right? And a version of love which involves pain and suffering, okay? So this very much mirrors what is kind of going on in your astrology, because there's all this 8th house stuff, which is to do with intimacy. It's to do with your psychology and the patterns we have and where we give our power away. And look, you've got the 8 of Cups here. Okay, so this is 8th house matters. But rather than, I feel like for some of you, this person has got their hooks into you already. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like you know that it's time to, you know it's no good, and you know you need to go in search of that missing cup. That missing cup being, why do I feel this attraction to these people, and what do I need to heal within myself so that I'm clearer and healthier, so I don't attract in these kinds of people, so that I don't associate love with pain, with this missing cup. Let me find that cup myself. But I feel like a lot of you aren't. I feel like a lot of you aren't doing that. You're staying in the situation because the attraction is so strong, and there's an addictive quality to this situation, okay? When really what it calls for is for you to go deep within yourself and go searching for what it is that makes you feel unworthy, to the point where you have to stay with people who treat you that way, okay? So that is, it's I think for all Leos, you're looking at the matters of intimacy, you're looking at the matters of love, and where people let you down. For those of you who are single, you know, I don't think this is really a time when you're going to find somebody who is going to stick around for a very long time. I think they will be learning through any dating that you do, and learning through any relationships that you have. But ultimately, what's going on here is the universe is asking you to shore up your own foundations and to be able to stand strong in yourself, so that you know what's going on with your values, with who you give your energy to, okay? What are your values, Leo? I feel like somewhere along the way they've kind of just gotten missed or gotten lost somehow, okay? And it's left you feeling like you're kind of being caught up in the crosswinds, is the only way that I can really put it. Now, you have to start with yourself. You have to start with what gives you security, what gives you stability, and then everything else can follow, okay? I really recommend for Leos this month to not get too caught up in the emotions of what is going on, okay? And try to apply, you know, this upright. I mean, this is a card that symbolizes Gemini, so try to apply reason. Try to apply logic to the situation and bring in your intuition. I mean, this is Cancer. Right? Bring in your intuition, listen to how you feel, apply reason to it, and really sit with it. And then you can say to yourself, okay, this is not the kind of person I want to be with. And no matter how addictive the nature of the relationship, I have to apply my reasoning, I have to apply my logic, I have to listen to how I feel and go in search of why it is I've allowed this person in the first place, so that can be healed and I can move on a healthier person, attracting better people for me. So in some ways, Leo, the energy falls on you this month, the onus falls on you this month to take control. So whether it is to take control within the family, within the home, whether it's to take control within the relationship, whether it's to take control of your own emotions, the onus is falling on you. And at first it might feel quite uncomfortable, but it will give you, it's the beginnings of real self-dependence, real, you know, security and self-reliance, okay? And from there grows self-confidence and a healthy self-esteem, so that we start attracting, you know, this, but upright instead of this way, so that it's not just about how somebody looks or the desire nature. It's about a more wholesome sense of love. Now, you know, this is also, for you single guys, this is also looking at your sense of like balance within yourself, you know? How emotionally balanced are you? Where are you out of whack? Have you brought your divine feminine and masculine nature into balance? Because there's a feeling here like something feels unrooted. Something feels like it's not grounded, Leo. So this is a really good time, especially with all that 8th house energy. This is a good time to go deep down. What are my values? Do I live by them? How do I value myself? How do I see myself? This is a time of going deep, Leo, okay? This is a time of going in search of that missing cup, so that you can come out feeling more secure in yourself, being able to rely on yourself and not being so easily affected by the behaviors of other people, okay? All right, Leo, so that's what I've got for you this month. I hope that made sense to you. I know that sounds a little bit tough, but listen, we have to go through these things, and there's always a gem in these lessons, and it's so important to remember that. Okay, Leo, thank you so much for listening. I will be back next month, and please let me know, you know, how has that played out for you? What 8th house matters are you dealing with? I love to hear from you guys. You know, oh look, I like that just happened. I really do. I really do. That's so interesting. Okay, the Hermit in reverse. Okay, refusal to go within. You need to go within, Leo, because you have all of the gifts. You can have all of the abundance. You can be the king or queen of your own experience. You can be the emperor, the empress, you know, of your life. But you have to go within to find that inner strength, so you can find that sense of worthiness and know just how abundant you are. Okay, Leo? All right, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.